You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. And my feet have come too far for you to tie 'em to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at. Ain't turning back around.
We're using the gifts that we have, which is how to produce theater, how to have a platform for theater, how to work with women and helping them with telling their stories, etc. So I'm Fran Powers. I'm the founder of Power Stories. I've been doing this for about 20 odd years. And Deb, I guess you need to introduce yourself because we're recording.
I'm the marketing person for Power Stories and been doing this for a little over a year and a half.
Awesome. So part of our strategy in getting this out to other people is finding magnificent women like you to interview and to talk to, so that we can let other people know your thoughts on supporting women. So let's start, Sara, by just telling us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So I am the eldest of 3 girls, born and raised in Clearwater, Florida. We all live here now. I went to high school in Tampa, went to college, got a master's in communication in South Carolina, in Charleston. I loved studying communication, especially interpersonal relationships, and international communication is really important to me. I love cooking. I was telling Deb earlier in our interview, I love connecting with people through food. I think it's really personal. And I think you can reach people in so many different ways. So I love surfing. I founded my own environmental social media campaign last year called #ALittleALot that promotes changing the world through little acts from a lot of people.
Love that. Love that.
Thank you. So I'm Miss Global USA 2022. I'll go compete internationally next year. I'm so excited to be representing the USA, just because I want to make sure that every woman's represented and that their voices are heard. So I think this is really appropriate.
How does one get involved with that? How did that happen?
So I was a member of Kappa Alpha Theta fraternity. It's a sorority, but called a fraternity. They nominated me to compete for Miss College of Charleston. And since I'm competitive, but not athletic, I loved that as an outlet. So I had a lot of fun and loved that it was such a personal challenge, because the only person you're truly competing against is yourself, and I loved it. So I continued on.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Deb, you want to continue?
Sure. Sara, how do you define success?
Yes, I think that's such a personal term for a lot of people, that definition. For me, success is, I created a bucket list maybe when I was in high school, and it's probably hundreds of items deep now of things that I want to accomplish in my life. And I've always measured my success based on the items that I've checked off that list. And so it's not monetary to me. It's really just setting those personal goals or achieving those personal dreams, and whether or not I've accomplished that yet.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
You're so poised and articulate. We're going to welcome Donna onto the stage.
Hi.
Hey, Donna. Oh. You're sideways.
Am I? Okay.
You are.
I am no longer sideways.
There we go.
There you go. Donna meet Sara. Sara meet Donna.
Hi, Sara.
I'm Fran Powers. I'm the founder of Power Stories Theater, and we are choosing to interview some very inspirational women that we can talk to and ask his questions to, because we are doing something incredible in October, which is giving a platform to 18 different playwrights over 12 days in the month of October.
Oh, wow.
The Voices of Women Theater Festival. First time ever the Power Stories has done this, where we had women all over the world send in their plays about, oh my gosh, tons of different topics. And our artistic committee selected just the prime 14, and some of them are wild, some of them are serious, some of them are kind of crazy. But they all are written by women, and they're all written by women who have a message and have really, something important that they want to say. And they're using their gift of playwriting to get the message out. So we wanted to interview women, and then we're going to be promoting two of you in our series. So Donna, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so I am a political consultant. That's why I'm in Minnesota. I'm in Minneapolis right now, working on the mayor's race. And of course, because of everything that happened with George Floyd, they've got a couple of charter amendments to the city charter that are on the table to reform their form of government that caused some of the chaos last year. The other thing is the defund versus the reform, defund and abolish versus the reform conversation. So we're out here in the middle of that, and it is wild. The other thing that I do is I'm a community activist. I led my Black Lives Matter organization, which was the only ever official connected to the national network in the state of Florida. We later left the network because we were never able to get on the same page, so to speak, but we had a powerful, diverse, multi-generational organization of over 14,000 people in the relatively small Bay Area of Tampa, just over 1.4 million people in that area. Folks came from Sarasota, they came from Clay County, Jacksonville, Nassau, Hillsborough, Pasco. I mean, we were just an amalgam of all types of people from all over Central and North Florida. And so that has gone on for about the last 7 years, literally almost from the moment that I arrived back in Florida. I am born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida, but I moved back here from New York City. So I'm, a little bit kind of sushi, right? A little bit of everything. And I am happy to be here with you guys. And I'm really have great regard for the work that you're doing. And thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Deb, you want to ask the second question?
Oh, sure. I was just excited that we have two natives. We're interviewing two natives.
I know.
Like that's
so funny that you work in Minnesota, though, because my mom's from Minnesota and we have a farm up there.
Yeah, it's beautiful up here in the summertime.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the states I've not spent a lot of time in. And my husband and I were just saying the other day, we've got to get up in that area a little bit. So
yeah,
you really should. You should come up and see Minnehaha Falls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. It's on the list.
Okay.
So we have asked the question to Sara. Now we want to ask you, how do you define success?
I think that my personal experience is that success is how you feel. Sometimes we will have goals, and when we achieve those goals, they don't make us feel, they don't change our self-concept, and they don't make us feel the way we thought. I don't categorize that as success. But there are times, I may be here doing a job and I may meet one person on the campaign that inspires me or that is inspired by me. And later, when I look back on that time, that experience with that one individual, albeit unrelated to the campaign, will become how I define that moment in my life, right? And so maybe driving nice cars, they let us really indulge ourselves on these projects a lot of the times because it's hard work out here and it's the only pleasure that you'll take. So the hotels are nice, the cars are nice, but that doesn't give me the feeling of success. What gives me the feeling of success is when I meet a young person that really wants an opportunity to do something different, to change their lives, to develop their career, to meet someone that can be that networking contact that changes their trajectory, whether personally or professionally. Those experiences are the ones that make me feel like a successful woman.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll go further to say this. At one point, I was in working with Food Not Bombs, almost accidentally in Tampa. And when we saw what was happening with Maria, and we saw the president go over and throw the roll of paper towels, and we said, we could really try to go over there and do something. Let's do something. We didn't know what to do. We're just regular, everyday people. And we ended up going to Puerto Rico. I raised money for 10 people to go to Puerto Rico. And we moved 100 tons of food and supplies from the FEMA warehouse into the mountains of Puerto Rico. We built a pulley system to move food across an area where a bridge had broken. These are the experiences. And I developed friendships that I still have. They're lifetime friends. those are the experiences that make me feel like a successful person.
Wow.
Well, I could talk about that all day long. And I think, everyone has a different idea of success. I love that. Let me ask you another question. Sara, I'm going to ask this of you first. Why, especially now, is it important for women to be supporting women?
We've all seen the news as of late. Growing up in a majority woman family, I have 3 sisters, my mom and my dad. My dad's such a feminist, and they've really instilled those feminist ideals and female network in me growing up. And it's just always been something so important to me to feel equal and to feel like my voice is heard. My entire family has a degree in communication. And so we really value using our voices, whether it be through volunteer work or through the people we speak with, through the friendships that we form, or through the communication conversations we have with people on the street. I think it's just really important to support each other's voices.
Thank you.
Donna, same question to you. Why, especially now, is it important for women to be supporting each other?
It is my pleasure at this moment. I think it's a pivotal moment in history. The work that I've done with Surly Feminists for the Revolution, our Facebook page, I apologize for that, our Facebook page and the thousands of women there, our radio show and the tens of thousands of people that we reach in the Bay Area. It is just like a party right now. It's like a girl party, right? It's a woman party. At this moment, I feel like women are catching a wave that left the shore years ago. And I am so happy to be here right now as a woman, as a modern woman, right at this moment, to be on the receiving end of all of the recognition, to see the ways in which women have been denied, women have been rejected, women have not been believed, women have not been given opportunities. It is my joy to live through this moment. What a time to be alive. Women should support each other, because if not us, who will, right? We're still recruiting people to the notion that women deserve every good thing. I'm happy to be at the headwinds of that.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. We're all singing, we're all part of the choir. Just love it.
Yes, yes.
Preaching to the choir.
Sing the choir. Yeah, the last question.
Our last question for both of you is there a quote or is there something that you live your life by?
We're always told to be nice. Women are always told to be nice, to be polite, to make ourselves smaller, to reduce ourselves so that others can shine, whether it's our children, our partners. And I feel like when I heard Maya Angelou say, when people tell you who they are, believe them the first time, I think that women should exercise the option to say no, to say not today, not me. I don't feel like it. I don't want it. This is not who I am, instead of playing nice with everybody, right? Guys get to say they don't want something, they don't like it. They get to say no, and they don't have to put a colon or a semicolon there. And I'd like to see, I am stepping into that space. And I'd like to see my sisters step into the space where they can say what they like, and they don't have to pretend to like or to participate in something or to say yes to things that they don't want to participate in.
Awesome. Thank you. Sara?
Yeah. Wow. That was a really beautiful answer. I love that. Well, okay. So coming from, as a beauty queen, the beauty industry can get really shallow, and you can feel really bad about yourself a lot of the time. And it's something that I've had to struggle with in competing as well. And I saw a quote once that said, one woman's beauty or one woman's spark is not the absence of your own. And I think that a lot of times we're pitted against each other in really negative and awful ways. And I think appreciating everyone's unique authenticity is so much more valuable than feeling like you have to compete with someone else's, and having love for yourself and being able to share that with others, and in turn loving others' own spark is really.
We lost you, Sara. We lost your Last,
Oh no.
we lost your last word.
That was
I
a beautiful
said-
answer.
Just how important it is to be able to create the space for appreciating our own spark and our own authentic self instead of feeling like we have to morph into something else to meet someone else's expectations and desires,
Yes.
because that's not true.
Awesome.
That's perfect.
I really appreciate you guys taking the time to give us these answers. Donna,
Thanks so
Sara,
much.
thank you so much.
Yes.
We will stay in touch with you and be looking for some emails from us. Okay, guys, thank you.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
great
Bye.
day.
Bye,
So,
ladies.
so delightful meeting you.
Bye.
You can't stop me now.